So finally, Diddy has got a victim. The first one. Cassie is not a victim because, according to the reports, she's got paid off £3 million for her silence. If she's in silent mode, she's not going to be able to testify in court because she's taken this money and agreed to not go to court. And little Rod, I feel like he's just been nitpicking and just sexual harassment claims, which can't really be proven. Nothing he really said could be proven. And then there's two rape cases like 30 years ago, way overdue. And a lot of people online are just like, the victims, oh my gosh, the victims. And I'm just like, who the hell are the victims? Because I'm not really seeing any victims. I mean, I'm sure he's pestered a lot of people over the years with sexual harassment. Why? Because guys just do that, and that's kind of, sexual harassment is kind of a typical part of many guys' daily life. Yeah, I was struggling to see where the victims actually were, and just now someone has come forward, so we have a victim, but I think it's complete lies. I don't believe what she's saying. I think she's an actor or paid to say what she's saying. As for the person that is representing her, I don't feel like she knows about me, and I don't think she knows what's really going on. I think she's just being paid to represent someone of sexual abuse, and I don't know if this woman is talking of real events that have happened in her life, but I really don't think that's got anything to do with Diddy, because the claims seemed outrageous and overly bad. But 21 years ago, 24 years ago, 2021, that's a long time ago. And for her, I like to go through it just to say what I kind of think is kind of wrong about it, basically. I feel like this whole thing is just a setup, set up by the courts, by the government, to just test the people, to test the public. You know, I feel like everyone, like the crime and the law and order, you know, they all want to get the bad guys, and they all are trying to, you know, get justice and attack the bad people. But I think what they're failing to realise is actually this planet is a terrible place full of terrible people, dumb, stupid people that just want to believe whatever they want, would take any evidence, even if it's not evidence, and just be like, oh my gosh, that's awful, look, there's bloodstains on his trousers, wow, that's proof that Diddy did it. You know, there's sort of people that would like that, be like that. You know, he's claiming sexual harassment, and look, there's a picture of this person hugging that person. Yes, this is sexual harassment. It's like, yeah, that actually just looks kind of like relaxed and friendly. It doesn't look like sexual harassment. It doesn't look like you didn't want that person. You know, you can't prove anything, and there's, I feel like this is a really good test to test how bad the public is. You get a famous person, you make a couple of alleged allegations that are full of flaws, full of obvious, you know, there's something not right here, and then you just test the public to see how the public reacts. And if you look at the public and how they're reacting on YouTube, you know, everyone's saying, oh my gosh, Diddy did it, and you know, just whatever the claim is, of course Diddy did it. You know, that's one of the claims, that one of the posts that I saw. You know, now any claim that it comes forth, just believe it, we know that Diddy did it. So it's just like ridiculous, and these people are so stupid, and you want to catch the bad people, but the public is the bad people. I mean, this is kind of what it's reminding me of, to take stories that are just full of flaws and yet not see it.
Can you just speak on, I know it's difficult for your client going through this, but what prompted her to come forward now?
It was time to file this lawsuit.
Oh, I just realised I think I started from the end. But if you look at how she responded to that, she was kind of like looking down. She didn't want to respond. But yeah, I think I've missed off the part where she's actually talking. Where is the part that she's talking? Here's the part that she's talking. Okay, so right now she looks so distraught that she can't talk. So this is supposed to be an event that happened, an R word that happened 24 years ago, and yet it's so devastating that not only did she not report it for 24 years, but she can't even talk about it because she's so devastated with how awful it was. I mean, this just is fake. It seems fake. It seems over-exaggerated an act.
The internal pain after being sexually assaulted has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words. It goes beyond just physical harm caused by and during the assault.
Anyone would, if you saw that, you would think that the assault happened yesterday or last week or last month. This doesn't seem like something that happened 24 years ago. Seems like something that happened yesterday. And talking about the physical pain and the memory of it, you know, I know people that like got eaten by a shark a couple of years ago, and well, not on person, but on tape, and they would say, "Oh yeah, a shark ate my leg off a year ago, and gosh, the pain was awful." But they don't say it in a "I'm crying, I'm bursting out, I can't even speak" kind of way. They just, they say the pain was awful, yes, but reliving it is horrible. But 24 years has passed. Come on, would you really be like this?
It's a pain that reaches into your very core of who you are and leaving emotional scars that may never fully heal.
The alleged is that she was drugged and then she kind of woke up naked and then raped, and if that was true, she would have been drugged, and you can't feel that much when you're drugged. And so the fact that she's going on about the aggravating pain of it, I don't believe that. I don't believe for one thing that Diddy would cause this much pain on someone. If it is, I can imagine finding someone who's a bit drunk, maybe had a bit too much, maybe you probably shouldn't, but he's too a bit drunk. I can imagine it being something like that, and that being something that maybe has happened, not necessarily rape, but just you've both had too much. That's kind of, it happens a lot basically. So I can imagine that happening, but for it to be so bad that the agonizing pain and deep rooted whatever she's saying, it's just it's over the top, I would say.
Some of the hardest parts of this pain are the shame and the guilt.
Shame and the guilt. Why would you feel shame and guilt? I mean, if you've been literally tied up, why would you feel shame? Or I suppose you'd feel embarrassment or something. But I don't feel like you would really react this way if this is something that happened 24 years ago.
Experience that plays a negative part in my day-to-day ability to function properly. Being blamed, questioned, and threatened has often made me feel worthless.
Being blamed, threatening, I don't understand. If Diddy's famous, all you need to do is go to the press. They won't blame you, they won't threaten you, they won't do any of this. Maybe his team has, but you've had 24 years. All you need to do is just go to the press and say, I have something on Diddy, or go to the police, or there's plenty of places that you can go to, and I don't think that you would feel threatened and bullied and this devastated over something that happened 24 years ago and you yet choose to not say anything.
Isolated and sometimes responsible for what happened to me.
I've heard the story. The story doesn't sound like someone would be feeling responsible for it.
Family issues made the pain even worse. I was already going through a divorce at the time of the assault and did not get the support that I needed. I was also faced with disbelief and judgment. This has put a strain on my selection of men and relationships. But many relationships became aggressive and abusive, which has made me feel even more alone in my struggle.
You can't blame Diddy for you getting, after the act, getting involved in aggressive and abusive relationships. That is not, if someone gets R-worded, and then that's that situation, and they get out, and then they meet someone, and that relationship fails, and then they meet another person, and that relationship fails. You can't blame your whole life on an act that happened 24 years ago.
Troubles. I go through spells of being distant and withdrawn. That it's sometimes so hard to leave my house.
Why? Because of one night. One rape has left you feeling this way. You know, a lot of people have been R-worded and they haven't. They might have felt this way for a year afterwards, but not 24 years afterwards. It's so exaggerated.
The trauma of the assault has taken a toll on my mental health. I've had PTSD, depression, and anxiety.
Well, I feel nothing, because I feel like why would one event for one night cause this much trauma on you? I feel this is exaggerated. Look, this reminds me of a video that I watched today. There is someone I've been following, and he's been talking about Diddy a lot too, and he's saying that he feels exactly like the victims, like he was forced into sex trafficking, and I was interested to know why he thought this, and I typed in and found a video where someone was talking about him, and he apparently did some foot fetish videos, and he was kind of being like the master, and the people in the videos were like a slave, and he was kind of shoving his feet in their mouth and saying, "Do you want my big Arab toe?" or something like that. I mean, it was kind of embarrassing. I'm not going to show it because I don't want to embarrass him. You know, it's not about that. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting involved in doing things like that. If you feel you need the money, and if you feel that's what you have to do, you shouldn't feel embarrassed or shameful for doing that. Everyone in these videos were consensual, so you know, you didn't need to do this. But a lot of the public were basically being very rude, probably. I can imagine them calling him all sorts of names and saying this was disgusting. And this video that I found, you know, was basically saying that, saying that it's inexcusable, and these acts are sick and disgusting. And I was thinking, they're not sick and disgusting. I mean, they're a bit weird, and you know, I wouldn't want someone sticking their feet in front of me or stuff. But if that's what they want to do, then it's their choice. And to say that that's sick and disgusting is it's just insensitive of how others might feel or why they might feel it. And this guy was saying that he was trying to make a video. He made a video saying that the reason why he went into foot fetish was because he was R-worded when he was 14 by guys, and he might have exaggerated the case, but I'll just show you an example of his.
Got to right here, and I said, you know what? Let me stop, because I'm gonna watch the rest with them, because I couldn't even believe he was saying out his mouth. Before we get into his apology, let me remind you that he has a degree in neuroscience and psychology. Okay, so you know, he claims he's an Arab, but he does have degrees. So look at how this apology is structured. Think about his degrees, and yeah, let's go ahead.
This entire video I've just filmed is very triggering.
Oh, it's very triggering, is it? It's just titled "Addressing My Past," by the way. Okay, let me go ahead and hit that.
Is extremely emotional, and I just need to put this in there because there's a lot of heavy content in this video. I don't know how I'm going to begin this video, but everything needs to be addressed with immediate effect. First and foremost, the written content is not me. The severe derogatory comments are not written by me, and I will stand by that. This is not who I am. Some of this content is also not me, and I can profusely apologize and take full accountability for how...
Wait a minute, buddy, hold on. You already starting off on the wrong foot with me, because you said it wasn't you, but you're saying you can apologize. We heard your voice. You had...
I want to skip this part, actually. I want to go to the part where he actually just...
is not written by me. This is coherently for everybody, because that is what everybody deserves.
This is a lot. It's a lot of lies. It's a lot of nastiness. I don't know. So.
And it needs to come from my heart to everybody.
Okay.
When I was 14 years old, I was severely raped.
Girl.
Countless times. I was just a kid, man. I was severely raped. I had genitals shoved in my anus. I had feet shoved in my mouth. And I can never get it out of my head. And it fucked me up. Relentlessly. Every other night. I couldn't escape it. It happened all the fucking time. I couldn't escape it. But no one knew. No one knew. Nobody knew. And I said to myself, I want to do whatever the fuck I need to do to get out of this place, or it's going to happen again to me. So I did just that. I developed these fetishes, this foot fetish.
Sure.
I developed it through what happened to me. And I needed to make money. That was my only goal, to make money, to make money, to make money. It was all about money. Because money is what I needed to get out of a place that I was being brutally fucking raped in. This is the truth. This is who I am.
Oh.
This is who Murad is.
Who you
I'm saying it to you now.
Who you getting loud with? Who you getting loud with? I don't appreciate that. You can talk regular. Damn.
Transparent about every fucking little thing, because this is who I am. This is why every mother.
Okay, it's quite an embarrassing talk, I would say, how he's saying it. You know, I don't know why he can't just confess that he made these foot fetish videos and just say, you know, everyone's consenting and it's basically none of your business. Basically, I've moved on from there. That was my past. I'm not doing that any longer. You know, why he can't just be like that, I don't know. So instead, he was trying to deny it and say that it wasn't him who wrote the scripts or whatever. But I'm not getting into that. But what I've noticed is that in this video, he talks about being R-worded. And this woman is just, I ain't believing that. Don't be stupid. Like just putting her hand over her face and just like completely like, oh, no, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. And technically what he's saying is that he was raped when he was 14, which is probably actually the truth. I mean, I don't know if it's the truth or not. I'm not saying, but I think it's believable. It's believable. Something happened to him when he was 14, and then he starts talking about why the foot fetish happened and you know the rest of the life that he happened. You know, when something happens to you, okay, it might change something. It might change your life, but it doesn't leave you crying over that event because you've moved on. The time has passed. You're doing something else now, and how this woman is responding, that woman into the Diddy's case, it just she's just crying. She's not focused. She's trying to just blame everything on that. And okay, in this guy, he's blaming everything on that too. So I feel like he's seeing a similarity there. But how this woman is responding to this guy is pretty much how I would want to respond to this woman, because I just don't believe it. You know, I feel harsh by saying I don't believe it, but I don't. This woman though, she's very kind of cruel in her response.
Everyone says to me, well, why are you so daily inconsistent? I'm not daily inconsistent because of you know, I'm putting videos out. I'm daily inconsistent because I know I need to make fucking money. If I don't make that money, I'm going back to a place where I was fucking raped every single other day. Tearing me inside. Literally. Why is somebody doing this? Why does somebody act like this? This behavior that is being witnessed currently?
This is out of order.
Wow. Because it was either that or I want to die. And then the same thing happened again. Yet again in the mosque. I know this is a lot of information, but I need to be fucking transparent. And there needs to be transparency from me. That is what everybody deserves.
Bye.
and I can't get it out of my head.
Buddy.
Nobody even knows this fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
At all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't believe you, buddy. Sell it to someone who's buying it. I'm not your buyer, buddy, because I don't believe you for not 1 second. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't believe it. buddy, when I tell you I don't believe this, that is exactly what I mean. I mean, I just, all the cuts in the videos, it's just too much. It's just too much. Then you gonna get loud and you gonna yell at us. Like we did it. We didn't do it. You did it. Y'all, this was a hot mess. Let's give you a little more information about this situation. And shout out to all 400 of y'all in here right now. This means a lot. If you haven't already taken a moment, subscribe, okay? If you haven't already, the very least you can do is hit that thumbs up button. Otherwise, I do fight. We can throw hands if you don't want to hit the thumbs up button because it's free, okay? But Brooklyn Queen 125, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. It says, Tiny Violins, they go straight to victimhood. Thank you for exposing these pathetic individuals. Absolutely, because the thing about it is, you know, for him to have this degree in neuroscience and psychology, he knows that bringing up trauma, that bringing up, victimhood, whether it did or it didn't happen. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying don't lean on that as a crutch to why you, at your very big age, why you're doing this. If it's this easy for you to turn around and say, I'm sick and I'm twisted because of this, if you're that cognizant and self-aware that this is the root of your problem, then why haven't you taken the steps to fix it? This man is making buku money between YouTube and OnlyFans.
So I just wanted to show that because I feel like her approach to this was very, very cold, very, very insensitive, laughing, joking, saying, we don't believe you, man, to sell it to someone else, like just completely I don't know, I felt like there could be some truth to it, and I wouldn't mock or insult or I wouldn't want to insult him for it. Okay, the video was a little bit embarrassing, but I thought her reaction to it was just incredibly cold, incredibly, but if that same woman would watch a video like this other woman that's talking and crying, Diddy did this, I bet she would buy into it. And I feel like the only difference is that she has chosen to hate this Murad guy and the things that she's done. She knows some things that he's done, some foot fetish videos and stuff, which are a bit weird. But yeah, she's chosen to hate him, and now that he's trying to come up with an excuse, she's just like, no. And with this other woman, people don't know anything about her, and therefore, if she was to come up with a similar kind of story, everyone would be on their side. Why? Because I feel like a lot of people, a lot of public just want to pounce on the celebrities. Like they have them all up and idol on a pedestal, but I feel like there is deep inside, I don't feel like a lot of people actually care. If Usher or someone was involved in this too, I feel like a lot of people would want to turn on him. Like they shouldn't, but I feel like there's just a very imbalanced view on things, and yeah, I mean, I thought that woman's case was far more faker than this one. I mean,
Emotionally scarred. It has been hard for me to trust others, to form healthy relationships, or even feel safe in my own skin. Flashbacks, nightmares, and intrusive thoughts make me feel like it's a constant struggle. I also suffer with physical problems such as chronic pain, sexual discomfort. The violation I have experienced during the assault has had lasting effects on my body, causing ongoing health problems and complications. The combination of physical and emotional pain has created a cycle of suffering from which it is so hard to break free.
All that from one night that happened 24 years ago. If you compare that with this guy, his his response video about why he made the foot fetish videos, you know, it was a far more real version. Something bad happened, and okay, but he's not crying. He's not talking about his health being damaged. Okay, it might have had a chain reaction, but he's reacting in a far more realistic way to how this crying person is, and I feel like the public would far more believe someone that's crying and stuff, even though it's actually a far more faker act. You know, how she reacts to this guy is how I would want to react to that.
People with 300,000 subscribers are making a pretty coin, okay?
I think she's hating him because of his subscribers.
Right? So there's no reason why he hasn't done what needs to be done in order to remedy his issues. And what he's trying to do is disarm people. He's trying to soften people and make people feel sorry for him, and using this as a sympathy ploy to halt the accountability that is so swiftly coming his way. Okay? It's not working over here. It's not working. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. Now, he does have...
So yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, this video. But anyway.
I want to continue on this journey towards recovery and healing. I'm glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief.
It's just ridiculous considering she's not reported it, not said anything for 24 years. Anyway, I'll stop it.